Well, first thoughts today here at BURGHLEY House are, wow, just how many people are here. I've never seen so many Astons gathered in one spot. It's wonderful. You can find almost a sample of everything that we've ever made, and we've made a lot of different derivatives. It's a brand that people go kind of crazy for. I guess it's, ultimately there's a limited number of cars, so when you do see one, it's kind of special, and we seem to have most of them here today. There's some really geeky moments around us, one-offs and specials. Just around here, just in our little area here, for example, there's a GT12 Roadster there, which was a customer commissioned one-off, obviously very expensive, but nevertheless very, very unique. Behind you over there, you've got a Lagonda, the Taraf. Very few sold in this country, limited to 200 units maximum. Very expensive, but perhaps the most beautiful sedan ever made, in my opinion. And of course, just over there is my Vantage V8 1980, my pride and joy. And whether you look at mine over there, or you look at the DB11 behind us, they all continue to maintain that proportions and design which is inspired by nature. And I guess that's why we internally talk about why we work for the company, and I guess the same is true for people that buy our cars. It's we do it for the love of beautiful, whether it's beautiful cars, beautiful technology, beautiful authentic material, beautiful British, but basically everything that we do is for the love of beautiful. Everybody in the company is an enthusiast. For me, it's about keeping Aston Martin, independent and British, and making sure that my gift to the future generation, I hope, will be a strong, healthy company that continues to make beautiful cars in an authentic way and is proud to be independent. Aston have had manual transmissions for a long time, but they were on the way out, and I guess I was part of that discussion that said, we really want to continue to have always a manual transmission in our cars, and that's particularly relevant for markets like the United States, because if you're into sports cars and if you're into the authenticity of an Aston, you probably want a manual transmission. And as we see it now, perhaps more than 50% of our cars in the United States could be with us what they call a stick shift transmission. And yes, I'm a transmission engineer, and yes, I love manual Astons. Well, I'm 18 months into my tenure with Aston Martin now. Big change, especially for the family on a personal level, because obviously coming back from Japan and living in a Northamptonshire village is a big change by itself. But on a job front, it's going quite well, I would say. We put in place a mid-term plan. We're now in the throes of discharging that mid-term plan. First 18 months were about the special versions. And we'll continue to do at least 2 special versions every year, so that is part of the plan. And then we transition over to the first of the new, what we call the core cars, which is a sports car range. And that's behind me, the DB11. That very soon goes into production, end of August, and that's a key car for us because it's also the donor platform for the vehicles that follow. Obviously that's going to be followed by the Vantage and the Vanquish, and then of course the big debate, if you want, or the big decision has been the new DBX, the SUV stroke crossover, and that of course spawns the new factory that we take the keys to in the very near future. So it's fast moving. We see an uptick in the operating performance of the company. You will have seen our accounts recently, so big improvement in the level of EBITDA, but on the bottom line, of course, we're still losing money because we're investing like hell to make sure that we've got something to give to future generations. I think Rapide, it's a great car, and it was the first two company cars I had were both Rapides, and I continue to have a Rapide today. So I think it's a great car. It's probably the most unknown of the current range of cars. I don't very often criticize design for designing beautiful cars. It's almost like Rapide has been made so beautiful that at a glance that you don't notice it has 4 doors. And as I say, it's the industry's best kept secret that we've got a 4-door car. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and relaunch it in 2 ways. One is to, for the gasoline car, the petrol car, launch it as basically a sports car with 4 doors rather than try to do the opposite. And the second, of course, we're using it as the donor car for our electric vehicle strategy. And our first Aston Martin EV will actually be a Rapide, and I hope that will give it a new lease of life as well.